are you a makeup artist?
I mean, makeup is something I've always been interested in.
How much do you hope to make as an artist?
Well, I really, like, my only wish is for me to be able to live comfortably.
As long as I can get by and just like pay my rent, and
It's all about like the balance of being like a practical job with like me being able to express myself.
Actually, pretty sure I'm not gonna make much, but I'm not really in it for the money.
I really just want to live my life the way I want to live.
I have a lot of things that I'd like to do. You know, I have things like I'd like to one day work in a shop. I'd like to work on these big productions.
My end goal is I actually want to start my own line. I want to have my own makeup line and a store.
Being able to do like special effects at Universal Studios.
Special effects shop.
And you know, it's like one of those jobs where things just kind of come and go. It's like you can try 50 times for a job and maybe you'll only get one job.
It sounds so like bohemian. You have to love what you do.
She was a normal kid. I mean, just, you know, she was just Amber, happy-go-lucky, smiling all the time.
She just never really had a fear. And she had just a presence about her, just a joy about her. So, I mean, she just always had that bubbly, always smiling. Her teachers all liked her. She was just really joyful.
In order to get out there and be successful, you have to step out of your comfort zone and take chances.
My guidance counselor said that's not a real job. You can't do that for a living. So you have to pick something else. I saved up my money. I'm not going to tell you how I made that money, but I saved up my money and moved to Los Angeles when I was 15.
I hitched across the country and came out here and decided to make it happen.
My reaction was, oh, hell no.
So my first thing was I need to protect her from doing something that could, you know, cause harm to her. And in my mind, LA seems like harm far away.
That one I didn't care for. There's a lot going on out there.
So for me, I was scared to death for her, and I waited until the day that I think she was leaving, and I just finally said, I really don't want you to go. I understand that you have to go, and I'm not telling you not to. I just want you to know I'm worried about you, and please be careful.
I felt a lot better that she was going out there with a guy. And I think the trip alone, too, I think that was just a fun adventure for her, you know, driving across the United States.
It was funny that she ended up actually going to California, because that was one thing that we'd always talked about doing. Allie and Amber and I would always talk about that we would one day all pick up and go to California together, I feel like. And Amber, she stuck to it.
It was hard to think about her leaving, but at the same time, like, I knew it was like a great opportunity, and she didn't have opportunities in Indiana. But at the same time, it was really sad because she's like my best friend. So it was that whole time that she was there when I wasn't there was like the hardest, because we were so close. Like, we literally texted every single day.
I mean, it was good though, because I think that Amber does better with Allie, you know, because they've always been a really good, like, they would fight a lot, but they've always been a very good support system for each other.
I mean, we grew up together, we did everything together pretty much, and shared rooms and everything, so it was like weird for me to live in a different city than her anyways, and for it to be across the country, it was just like, it sucked a lot.
Actually, she went there for school.
There is no substitute for good education. I think school is probably one of the most important things about being a makeup artist.
I think it depends on what you want to do. Like, if you want to do more beauty stuff, I think actually being on set and working with other people, like apprenticing other artists, is important. But if you want to do special effects or anything with prosthetics, I think it's good to go to school because you get that knowledge.
Nothing beats just being present to learn.
Don't just learn how to make a mold. Learn why you're making that step and why you're doing each part of that mold and what happens if you don't do that step or if you do that step wrong. You should really be as well-rounded in all the facets and ways of doing it and as many techniques of doing it as possible so you can find the one that works for you but also know how to get yourself out of a hole when you're in it.
You have people who have been in the industry, you know, who have done this for quite some time. And so you have the opportunity to learn from them.
There is something to be said for having hands-on instruction where somebody can steer you right if you're going wrong.
Now you can learn the techniques at a school. You can learn how to make molds. You can learn where to go when you show up on set, who to talk to. You can learn painting techniques. You can learn all of that stuff, the mechanical aspects of it. But what you cannot learn, in my opinion, very well from a school or a course is the problem-solving mentality.
We can train you how to do makeup. What we cannot give you is the passion. And so if you already have that passion, you're already halfway there. So the students that do really well in this industry are those that have that passion, that drive, that keeps them getting up every morning and pursuing this as a career.
You know, I love teaching. I love the students because I was once here. This was actually my classroom back in 2003. So it's kind of cool to be back in this classroom and teaching other people, and hopefully my goal is to inspire them to become makeup artists and to get out there and do wonderful things.
I mean, I can do something with her hair, but as far as like making her look super...
Well, I mean, what do you think she should look like? Did you kind of peruse the script a little bit?
Just tell her to have it straight, but bring bobby pins and clips and stuff, because I completely forgot this little container of all my hair stuff, because...
We will be here from maybe 2 or 3 more hours.
You gotta
move the truck?
Yeah, that's the alley ticket.
Okay.
Oh, if you can get it off to one side to where people can still get through, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but this van definitely needs to be moved.
Okay. Thank you.
So... I just set everything up. So what happened? Ah! No!
Once you sort of get into this business, never turn down a job. I never turned down a free job. I did many free jobs, and because you never know who you're going to meet at that job. And that's how you learn your craft, is by doing. You get to see what everybody else does on a set. It's a learning experience. Every job you take is a learning experience. So even if they say you're not getting paid any money, you're getting paid an experience. And that is probably more important than monetary consideration at the beginning of your career.
There is a lot of money that can be made, but that is something that comes so much later in the day that if that's why you was starting to do makeup, then you're gonna have to go a long way before that becomes part of your reality.
If you want to last and you want longevity in this career, I just urge you to, do your studying. When I'm not working, I'm still doing photos to strengthen who I am as an artist.
I think we're all born with an inherent ability to learn any art. It just takes practice, practice, practice.
Practice is paramount.
but not only practice, find places to practice in.
When I was doing Cake, which is the movie I did with Jennifer Aniston, we had to do those scars. I just went online and I refreshed my memory about doing transfers.
Like all art forms, if you don't practice every day, you're never going to attain the work that as an artist you know you're capable of.
He said they're gonna be shooting at profile, and it's gonna be like
So what's the...
the lady's hand.
Oh, the lady's hand.
Yeah. So I have this, and then I have scissors. Either way. Wait, what's that?
I really don't like sharp objects, so you can poke all the holes.
Okay. All right. Do a little water test.
You have to cut like a decent, like, it would probably be better if you just take the scissors to it. Please don't cut yourself.
All right, water test number 2.
Alright,
Okay.
you ready for this?
Yeah. I guess let's put it on my head. This is plenty.
Okay.
This is probably
What is that?
too much. It's going like mostly down the side of my face. You know what I mean? Because it's not having enough pressure. Is it going down my forehead?
No, it's going down your hair.
I can feel it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just not going to the front. I think that it's because this is too far back.
Alright, so test number 3. I feel it already. There.
Yeah, it's going down. Cannot see anything here.
No?
No. I mean, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it.
I think I'll have to see what the lip cut looks like on camera.
Scene 105, take 3.
And after it, then just say, is he the one with asthma?
Okay.
But that's what you say as the blood starts coming down.
Okay.
That makes sense, guys?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Roll sound.
Mark it. Scene 106, take 1.
Okay. And action.
Had to stay and try, right?
Is he the one with the asthma?
Okay, cut. Clear off his face a little bit. Oh yeah, now that it looks like we have that third pump going. I want it to still start flowing, but just make sure that they all are rolling at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means pumping it, clearing it, and then letting it happen, or yeah.
Alright, this is 109, take 2. Mark.
Great. Action.
That was good. Hand back in real quick and do a slow pull away again. Slow pull, go. Okay, one more, go back, go. Okay, and cut. I know, dude, I know.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
It was cool though. I like it. You like it?
So
Hell yeah.
Caitlin,
Super
James,
stoked with the last one.
It's
a lot of fun.
A
lot of blood. I'm glad we didn't have to put it in your hair though. It saves a lot of your
Well, so
cleanup
it did
time.
get up a little bit, not nearly as much as it did.
Oh
with
no,
the
I was caked.
They're good and safe in the hands of the
Harry.
Yes, Joel.
Who's sculpting?
I am trying to sculpt an old longshoreman.
Oh, longshoreman.
Chris.
Yes. What are you sculpting?
Just generic orc character. Generic orc character. Or one.
Enthusiasm's a little high on that though. Can you dial it back like 5 minutes?
Look, I knew! Me and my buddies growing up, and everybody, we always loved Disneyland because Disneyland was like going into a living sculpture. Somebody was controlling what you saw and felt. Joel, knowing that I was a freak for the Haunted Mansion, I had told him about like getting off the car and like walking through doors that I shouldn't go into. He invited me to go to the Haunted Mansion. And so we got to go in with cameras. And Joel, every time I look over at Joel, he'd be like this. Like Skull of O, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was basically like a frantic rush because we were there early in the morning before the park opened.
And they turned off and on the ride for us. Yeah. It was just one of those great moments where you say, oh, the camera of life is running right now. Joel, don't you feel like when you get in there, you get on the hub and you look at the figures, the marionettes inside the windows, and it starts putting you in that meditation of living sculpture.
Yeah.
Fantasy characters. The stuff that we love.
Yeah, exactly.
I love having my buddies over when we sculpt because everybody kind of has their own thing and their own strength. Joel has something I don't have. He has like a crepey, leafy kind of dead skin that I still can't learn from him. Tell them how you do this kind of...
The sinew stuff?
Yeah.
It's really just these little worms of clay, and they really work best when they're crossing over other forms.
Carrie has great form. Carrie's been sculpting now for at least a couple years, 5-6 years, but he's jumped onto all kinds of amazing forms. And Chris is like me in 1997. He's here, he's new-ish. The first person I worked with was Norman Cabrera. And I was looking at every tool that he was using, and I was watching his technique. Years later, I'm still doing it. I still do it with Joel. I still do it with Carrie, and I still do it with Chris.
You know, if you see something, say you're sculpting, you see something that is accidental and you like it, then you just pull it out. You keep going with it.
To be in a sculptural situation with friends or with business associates is always, that's where the real juice is. That's where the real creation is.
Networking is massive. It's very important. Learn from the others around you to forge relationships with people that of similar skill sets and similar likes, and share knowledge with them and learn. Just continue learning. There's always something new to learn.
I've been doing makeup for about 17 years. I had a passion for it though when I was super young, like 8 years old. I just didn't know that it would actually flourish into something like this. My first official makeup job that I had was, I was a part-time makeup artist at a Dior counter. That for me was my first inception actually working on clients. Of course I wanted to follow my passion, and so I had to tell my, go to school. I dropped out of school at the time after 1 semester. Then I enrolled in beauty school, and I think my parents were like devastated. I think they wanted me to be like a doctor or be something really, really successful. Not that doing makeup wasn't, but just I think that they had other dreams for me at the time. I was with my partner at the time, and I decided, he's going to go to culinary school, and I'm going to move there and work in makeup. We were super grateful that we finally got an air mattress. We started sleeping on the floor. We arrived with just our clothes. Part of it was adventurous, and then part of it was really scary at the same time. But I think that the perseverance just kept going and kept going. And that's when I started working for Mac as an artist. I was around so many people that were so incredibly talented, and I learned so much at that time, but at some point I think that you just want to kind of stretch your legs a bit and challenge yourself even more to kind of propel your career forward. And so I decided to leave Mac, and I had just purchased a home in Texas. That's when I ended up, believe it or not, looking for a new job, and I ended up, from that point, that's when I actually went to work for Sephora. I started as what we call a color specialist. Sephora was such a new world for me. After working at Sephora for about a year, I had decided that I was going to audition for the Sephora Pro team. And so I auditioned for the first time, and I made it on the team for the first time. And it was a huge accomplishment. But here's the catch. As I was doing this with my career, on the other side, I had purchased a home, and it turned out that I couldn't afford to live in this home anymore. And the house went into foreclosure. When financially you're struggling, it's really hard to put on your game face every single day. I think it's about being honest and saying it's okay to have experienced these different things, because you're not the only one going through it. I had been working with Kat Von D for about 5 years, and you know, the first time we worked together, it was in New York City, and you know, they had asked me, Eric, you know, Kat Von D is going to be at this event. We'd like you to do powder touch-ups. And I was like, absolutely. Like, what a cool opportunity. Little did I know that it was going to be the seed of a beautiful relationship. Really all started with a powder touch-up. And the next time I heard from the Kat Von D beauty team was for a major campaign. To do images that were going to go onto the Sephora gondolas, and you were going to see these images in the store. And to actually see the work that Kat Von D and I collaborated and the artistry that we created together, and to see it in fruition, and for me to actually see the work come alive in all of the stores was just mind-blowing for me. You know, it's kind of like where you're in like a dream state and you're like, please, nobody wake me up. Like, just leave me be, you know, and you just kind of, you know, soak it all in. And you should enjoy these moments and these milestones in your career, and don't forget to enjoy them when they're actually happening.
It's not even kidding me. Google took me on an express lane, on a job. Now I have to pay because I don't have an express card. And there's no way of getting off of it. And they had a picture of my car. So I have to pay $55.
Describe Amber's financial state.
Not good.
Amber's financial state is a mystery.
I have said I've been very, very lucky. And maybe you will too. But there's no promises. And that's one of the hard parts, is there are no promises.
To make a payment to bring your account current, press 1. All others, press 2. Who am I speaking with today?
My name is Amber Talarico.
Can you verify your social and your date of birth? And verify your mailing address and your email, please. Then looking at the account, I do show the liquid amount of $139.28. Are you calling to make the payments today?
I can make that today.
Okay, it's coming back to me as a declined payment.
It is?
Do you want me to set the payment for tomorrow?
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
That level of stress, when you feel that sort of financial stress on an artist, it just hurts your spirit, you know, and it's really hard to climb back up out of it.
Ugh. That's true that. Oh my god.
The years I struggled, I questioned myself all the time. I knew I wanted it, and I knew I just was so driven. But when I got one step forward, I felt like I got knocked back down like 10 steps.
There have been many times when things have been so bleak.
Luckily for Amber, she has a sister that has just really stepped out for her.
I mean, I'm always willing to help her out because I'm her bigger sister and I don't want her to fail or fall on her face. So I make myself that safety net for her.
Right, so it should have been, I think it was 500, but I only got 2. Yeah, I'll send it to you again. Okay. Yeah, okay. Bye. If I don't have my rent money until like next month, I'm gonna be really pissed off. You already owe me $3,600. So no. I don't feel good right now, is the thing. I'm upset. Dear Allie, I'm never gonna be able to pay you back for the rent. Love, Amber.
I think as an artist, and especially a freelance artist, you go through a lot of hard times where you don't have money coming in, you don't have anything on the calendar for a few weeks, and panic starts to hit, you know, because you have no backup.
I've worked 19 years and I still struggle.
There's always a struggle because that's just part of being an artist, I think.
It's hard. I still get scared on downtime that you're not going to work again or you're not going to be able to make enough money to pay your mortgage.
I have a very specific memory of having all these pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters in a big jar and going to McDonald's and going through the drive-thru and having to hand this person a huge thing of coins because that's all the money I had to pay for my, burger and fries at the time.
It's like running. Have you ever heard the term runner's high? You have to run past the pain to get to that space.
So I'm going to my friend Carly's house, and she's kind of a badass. I strive to be like her.
What's up, dude? Welcome to my crib.
Oh, this is so cool. This is the life I want to live. I want to live Carly's life.
Oh, God.
So, up until last year, you were just saving?
I just always save as much as I can. But honestly, it was just when I joined the union and started working, I just made literally, I went from making like $12,000 a year to like a lot more than that. Right. The most I ever made before I joined the union was like $24,000 one year, and that was like a huge deal.
Yeah.
One year I made $8,000.
How has it been with Teen Wolf?
It's been great. It's kicking my ass, but it's been great.
What's it like being a department head?
A lot of work.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of stalked you.
Okay, that's great.
You have like, what is it, 40 or 60 on your IMDb?
40, 60 what?
Like credits.
Oh yeah, like over 60.
That's insane.
I know.
You're only 28?
Yeah.
Holy shit. This is why I want to be you.
Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for.
So cool.
It's not cool as cool as you think, I'm sure.
But it's super impressive. That's awesome.
Thank you. That's my crush, Constantine from Hellblazer. No big deal. Just in love with comic book characters. Not real life people, just comic books.
Just comic book characters. And Linda Blair. Dude, she's gonna be at Monsterpalooza this weekend.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Yeah. Friday night I'm gonna help Erin with her demo.
Hell yes!
Are you gonna be there Friday night?
Yep.
Cool. So tomorrow my call time is 6 o'clock, so I don't expect to be done any earlier than 8 o'clock. I've been pre-called before 4 hours for effects makeup, and then we take 2 hours after call taking off the makeup as well.
Yeah.
So you end up working like a 20-hour day.
Wow.
Everybody who's at the top, they've worked their ass off.
I just want this awkward part of my life to be over.
I know, it's hard. It's like a purgatory.
Oh, look at this. Time is of the essence. See, this is me getting in the union.
No!
I still have this much more time. Yep. Just slowly going. Slowly going. It's my life right now. So, I decided that instead of it being the month of May, it's gonna be the month of will. Like, I will do this, I will clean my room, and I will get more jobs. Now, I may get more jobs, I may keep my room clean, or I may keep on a good diet. So this month is gonna be the month of will. I'm gonna change my ways in May. Okay. Quick sweat.
So, the moves that we're doing today are football runs.
Oh, jeez.
Leg up crunches. Skaters. Up, up, down, downs. Split squat jumps. And squat with side leg lifts.
Whoa.
Let's get started.
Ah!
Move those feet, move those feet. Come on, you want to work? You want to tell? Do it.
Holy shit, this hurts.
Come on.
As you're drinking a beer over there. It hurts.
Good stuff. Come on. 8 more seconds. Let's go. Reach. How you feeling? Keep those palms out flat towards me.
Can't wait to make cookies after this.
What? We're making cookies?
I know we can. Come on, you got 25 seconds.
Are you feeling this?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
It's definitely working my triceps too.
It's supposed to. It's a tricep.
Oh. I thought you said trapezoid for some reason.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be so sore tomorrow. That was number 2 of 5.
No more arms, right?
Nope. Next is 6-minute abs.
That's even worse.
I lied. 6 minutes to sexy arms.
Oh.
But we can do abs. We'll do abs.
No, we could do sexy arms.
It's the same thing, basically.
That's what we just did.
Yeah.
Open up that chest and float fingers.
I feel like Rose.
We just finished your quick burn for amazing arms, and give yourself a pat on the bicep because you're looking good. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Ow.
That's nice.
That hurt to flex.
Quick burn, booty and thighs.
Is that what you wanted?
Let's do it. Here, go ahead and reach down.
Oh, shit. Shouldn't have had a beer before this one.
My elbows all the way up to my shoulders.
You know when you have those those shirts that you never wear, but you just can't get rid of it? Because I like this shirt. I never wear it. I'm still going to keep it though. Well, this is day 2. Yesterday I had my mother made me this. It was really good. I just had that though. That's it. And then cucumbers and avocado. I had like 5 of these. They're my sugar.
I know, but it's not necessarily
It's in moderation.
any better. Yeah, moderation is the key. So like a snack is 1.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I said you can have it in moderation, not like the whole bag.
Well, I just had half a bag of pistachios.
It might be too much.
Oh, and I've been eating a lot of this. I had this yesterday and today. Beef jerky, but organic. Soup. I don't know if I have that.
That's got cane sugar in it.
Yeah.
That might not be what you want. I don't know, maybe just a little bit. You got to get in your mind, you're going to feel hungry.
I am hungry.
You're going to feel that. Get used to that. There's going to be that like
Hungriness.
hungry feeling.
It doesn't
Just drink
stop.
water.
It doesn't stop.
You get through that 30 days because that 30 days is key. It's cleaning you out. Because I think what will happen if you just go on a binge and eat a bunch of it, I'm going to go have a Big Mac or something like that. You don't want to do that because you're going to overdose.
No Big Macs for me. Mochas, maybe.
There are plains and plateaus in your life, and there'll be times where you're on a plain, and then there'll be times where you're on a plateau. And you have to be ready for the plane, because the plane's going to come and the plane's going to take off, and if you're not on the plane, you're on the plateau.
Take the bull by the horns and say, listen, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it no matter what it takes. And if it requires me sometimes to sleep on a friend's couch, if it requires that I'm going to have to eat ramen noodles, and so I can make it and make the necessary sacrifices, that's what it takes.
Well, I mean, I think that I can somehow come up with the money to pay that in full rather than tacking it on in 6 months. The months that were missed, they should have been automatic payments, and I think what may have happened was one of my cards got stolen, and so I called them to redo it, and somehow that didn't go through. If we could do it, because I'm waiting on checks, it's just a matter of, I don't know when they're coming. Gosh, I don't know. What is today? The 12th. Jesus, 12th. Okay. Go ahead, I guess, put the $256 for the 25th or something, and then the $298 for the 30th. You too, bye. hope that goes through. Ma? Hi.
Your credit card got stolen?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
August,
Did
maybe?
you tell me about? I don't think you told me about that.
When they were calling us before, I gave them the wrong number.
Huh?
They have the wrong number for me. That's why I never got any calls.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Did you give them that on purpose?
Yeah.
Amber, don't do that.
Mom, it was just Allie's old phone number.
So, and you didn't figure that they would come after us? I mean, that wasn't very responsible. Now, was it? It's not funny.
I'm sorry. It's just... you're right. It's not funny. I'm sorry.
I'm tired of you not being responsible and acting like you're 15
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Okay? Because every time that you don't take care of something or you withhold information or something, they're after me or your dad. And that means that when we don't want to have to deal with it, which we shouldn't have to, my credit is being affected.
Okay.
All right? So please get that through your head.
Okay.
Okay.